On a cold March day in 2000, a rugged Jeep Cherokee was discovered at the bottom of a steep embankment off a logging road in Bellingham, Washington. Its windshield was shattered. The vehicle had clearly rolled multiple times, and inside were some unsettling clues. Clothes, cash, Leah Roberts' identification, and her beloved pet cat's carrier. But there was one thing missing: Leah herself. No blood, no footprints, no struggle. No sign of injury, no indication that someone had walked away from the crash. It was as if the driver had vanished into thin air after a violent wreck in the middle of nowhere. But that was only the beginning. This wasn't just a car crash. It was the opening scene of one of the most bizarre missing persons cases the Pacific Northwest has ever seen. And more than 2 decades later, people still ask, what happened to Leah Roberts? A free spirit on the edge of discovery. Leah Roberts was 23 years old, a college student at North Carolina State University. Bright, poetic, introspective. But she had also suffered more than most. Her mother had passed away from heart disease when Leah was just 17. Her father died suddenly a few years later. Her grief ran deep, and it changed her. After a serious car accident in 1999 left her with lingering physical injuries and internal trauma, Leah began to see the world differently. She started questioning the structure of her life, her routines, her obligations. She dropped out of school. She took up photography and poetry. She began speaking often about living freely and embracing the moment. In March 2000, she left a note for her roommates saying she was going on a journey of self-discovery. She didn't tell anyone where she was going, but she never came back. The road trip to nowhere. Leah withdrew several $100s from her bank account. She packed her clothes, her journals, and her Cat B's carrier. She then began driving west across the country in her white Jeep Cherokee. Her friends didn't hear from her again until 9 days later, when her car was found mangled in Washington state, nearly 3,000 miles from where she started. The police found no signs of foul play in the car. The belongings inside, including cash, clothing, and her guitar, were untouched. Her passport and driver's license were laid neatly on the dashboard. There were blankets covering the windows from the inside, suggesting someone may have been living in the vehicle. Strangest of all, mechanics later confirmed the accelerator had been deliberately rigged, suggesting the crash was staged. The man at the cafe. Shortly before her crash, Leah was reportedly seen at a Bellingham coffee shop. A barista claimed she was with a man, about 5'10" inches, with dark hair and a noticeable foreign accent. He introduced himself as Barry. The man has never been identified. Another witness said she saw Leah and the same man buying a meal together at a nearby restaurant. He paid in cash. She appeared calm, maybe a little distant. But when police tried to trace any leads from these sightings, they hit a wall. No camera footage, no Barry, just the lingering question. Did Leah meet someone on her journey who lured her into danger? Or was she running from something she never told anyone about? The scene that doesn't add up. For investigators, too many things didn't sit right. The crash appeared to have been staged. The Jeep showed signs it had been pushed over the embankment without anyone inside. Why? Was Leah trying to fake her death? And if she did survive, where did she go? There was no sign she had trekked through the dense forest. No blood, no camping gear. Her backpack was missing though, and so was her cat. A few weeks later, Leah's bank card was reportedly used in Oregon, but the sighting was never confirmed. It was the last flicker of activity linked to her. The letters that didn't match. Detectives later analyzed Leah's journal entries from before the crash. The handwriting was consistent, but some of the final entries seemed off. Different phrasing, different tone. Her family insists Leah didn't write them. Could someone have staged her disappearance? Possibly even harmed her, then written in her journal to make it look like she had run away on her own? The theory gained traction but never produced evidence. One private investigator believed Leah was killed and buried somewhere near the crash site. But exhaustive searches turned up nothing. The chilling coincidence. Just a few years before Leah vanished, Another young woman named Maura Murray disappeared under similar circumstances after a car crash in a remote area. She too had left school abruptly. She too was never seen again. Online sleuths have long speculated that these cases may be connected, part of a disturbing pattern involving women in their 20s vanishing after vehicle incidents that didn't quite make sense. Is there a predator out there who targets women in vulnerable transitions? Or are these tragic coincidences that reveal how easily a person can disappear in plain sight? A sister's unyielding search. Leah's sister, Leah Roberts, has never stopped searching. She's worked with multiple law enforcement agencies, independent detectives, and missing persons groups to keep Leah's name alive. She has said that Leah was not suicidal, and that she believes her sister may still be alive, possibly taken, possibly trafficked. Leah remains the loudest voice in a case that too many have forgotten. In interviews, she urges the public to keep looking, to remember that Leah could still be out there, waiting for the moment someone recognizes her and brings her home. A life paused. Leah Roberts was more than a runaway. She was an artist, a dreamer, and someone in the middle of rebuilding her life. She wasn't escaping at all. She was trying to find meaning. A journey of healing turned into a trail of broken clues. The staged crash, the unidentified man, the mysterious journal entries, the untouched cash, the silence. It all adds up to a mystery that refuses to be solved. The unfinished story. More than 2 decades later, Leah's case remains open, still active, still cold. Every now and then, new tips come in. A possible sighting, a strange phone call, a traveler who thinks they saw someone just like her. But none of them lead anywhere. The forest where her car was found remains as still as ever, watching, holding its secrets. But someone out there knows what happened. Someone remembers Leah. Someone may be the missing link, and that's why this story matters. Because behind every unsolved case is a person who mattered, a family still waiting, a truth still hidden. And until that truth comes to light, we keep telling their stories, so the world doesn't forget. So she doesn't disappear twice.